We're back on the Chef You and I with Father Andrew Umberg, and we're actually making a tomato
and tuna
pasta. And you know, I've had it before. I love pasta with tuna. It's really, really good. So now, are you going to add? You added more tomatoes to it, and you added tomatoes to mine, right?
Correct. Yeah. We have a separate batch for Kathryn.
Yeah, separate batch.
The garlic, and I added more tomatoes. So right now I have, this is again about a 30-ounce can of tomatoes. I have 1.5 in my pot with what you saw there, okay? And then we're also going to be adding most of this can of tomato sauce later on. Okay. For now, though, we have to add our herbs. Because the herbs cover the taste of the tuna. Okay. And lots of people like the covered over. So if I could have the basil, the oregano, and the pepper.
Okay. That's great. And I can eat all of those. And they're so good. They taste so great. And I use, like I told you, I use basil. I use fresh basil. Do you want me to get some fresh basil out for you and let me try it on mine? Oh,
sure.
Okay, let me do that in mine. Okay? Whoops.
Anyway, so for our spices, the black pepper is very important, but we don't want to overdo it. We can risk overdoing it, but we don't want to overdo it. Okay, so this is a tablespoon, and we're only going to go about 1 tablespoon. Now that sounds like a lot, as it should be a peppery dish, but we have all this sauce and all that tomato product. Mm-hmm. So we're going in with 1 tablespoon of pepper.
Okay.
And I'll stir this in a little bit. Mm-hmm.
And when can I add my basil?
You can add that to yours right now.
Okay, and I want you to see. I want you to see what that looks like.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
It is beautiful, and I actually. Do you know how I eat pasta usually? Just tomatoes, basil, some Parmesan cheese, and al dente angel hair spaghetti. That's it. So I'm going to add that to mine because that's really boiling really hard right now. Can I add?
Okay, we'll add the pasta then. Here, I want to talk about the pasta before we add. But first, when you buy these big bulk sizes, you don't have to worry too much about spilling a little bit. So there is a tablespoon of basil.
Right.
And you could go even a little bit more with that, but I'm trying to be a little cautious here, not to overdo it. You can always add more. It's not easy to take it out.
Okay.
And then we'll also do a tablespoon of oregano.
Oh, that's good.
And this really is going to cover the flavor of the tuna.
Really?
Which, again, many people like. Since it's canned tuna, you know, it's inexpensive. It's a nice protein. It's inexpensive.
Right. And it's a great Lenten dish, isn't it?
Exactly. And you can always keep it on hand.
Right.
And there's wonderful things about that.
Right.
So I am mixing the herbs all together. Now there's a completely different smell to the thing. Now that I have
wow, you've got to see this. You've got to get a picture of this. This is beautiful because you can really now see everything. I have to put the pasta in there. It's really boiling really wild.
Okay. So we're doing a mixture of pasta. We're doing some rainbow twirls.
Okay.
They're always easy to get a hold of.
Okay.
And we're doing, about a box of these.
Okay.
That's what we want. So we'll put those in. Oh, but first, we're going to put the campanelli in.
Oh, the campanelli?
The campanelli, that's an Italian word. It means little bells.
Okay.
And we're going to put some of that in. Can I have the other bag of campanelli? We're going to go a little bit heavier on this campanelli.
Okay.
So I'll do most of this bag, or at least half of that bag.
Okay.
And these have to go 2 minutes longer.
Okay.
So, or about a minute longer. So you can put the lid on for a second.
All right. You want me to stir it?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, I'll stir it first. Do you ever add olive oil into yours or not?
No, I was told that really...
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I've been told to salt the water, but we have plenty of salt in this dish as it is. So.
Right. Well, this is really easy to do. To do this, I buy fresh basil or grow it. Right. And then a friend of mine told me about this a while back because I love fresh basil in everything I eat. So what I do is I get, when they have sales and stuff, or when my friends give me the basil or they grow it, I cut it up, I put it into the food processor, and then I put it into freezer bags, and it stays for a long, long time, which
it
is
looks
good.
Great. It still looks much
great.
greener than I thought.
And
Because
smell
I'm
it.
pouring the rotini pasta in,
Right.
and I had the lid on for a minute just to let it heat back up. You don't want to put that on too long, otherwise it'll boil over.
Right, but I want you to smell this for a minute, and then you'll see what I'm talking
we'll get another
about.
stir of the pasta. Oh, that's really
Do you
nice.
see what I'm
Oh, it's
saying?
beautiful.
So I'm going to make you
wonderful.
some fresh, fresh
Wonderful.
basil, okay?
Now
Wow.
I'm going to add some pepper and oregano to yours, and could you give me a stir of that pasta, please?
I'll stir it. Don't worry.
You'd want this to cook a little bit longer. You can see now that we have a little bit deeper color here to the
We're going to show that.
vegetables. Yeah.
Okay, look at that.
See, you can see that the peppers are cooking. Of course, the herbs make the sauce darker.
Right.
And so that's really getting nice there.
Now, when can you add the tuna? Or you have to add the tomato
Well,
sauce
I was
first?
gonna add the tomato sauce first.
Right.
You can do it before or after, but I want to make sure that this looks like a nice rich sauce.
Right.
Before I do that.
Oh, that does.
It's harder to see. It's harder to tune it once you add the tuna, because the
Okay.
other tuna flavors in there, and
Okay.
we also have to let these sweeten a little bit. So you want this to cook and simmer probably about a total of, say, 15 minutes at least. You could turn it down and
Right.
go a little bit longer.
Okay.
But see, then at the end, then this by adding a can of tomato sauce,
Right.
that thickens it and makes sure that if you've overdone it with the simmering and you've gotten rid of the tomato zest, that
Right.
gives it just a hint of it back. But it'll mix in real nice with those herbs still.
Right.
And then here we'll put a little bit of yours in here too.
Okay.
And then
And then when you want to stir that?
yeah, we'll give that a nice stir.
Okay, stir that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks delicious. And you wouldn't have to even put the tuna in, would you?
Well, no.
If you were
could just leave it
vegetarian, yeah.
or you could even chop up, slice some zucchinis or yellow squash and
Yeah.
make kind of a ratatouille. We're very close to ratatouille
Right.
in this dish.
The funny part about it is you didn't put any in mine. That's all right. I'll eat it vegetarian style.
That's why we have another can of tuna.
Oh, is that why we got another can of tuna?
Yeah,
All
we have
right,
another
good.
can of tuna.
I was
We'll get
wondering
that
if you
open.
forgot me or not. Okay, we'll open
I did,
that up.
but no, I didn't.
No, okay, that's all
the
right.
official story is I did not forget you.
Okay, you didn't forget me. Okay, so anyhow, I'm going to make sure that this spaghetti or this pasta.
The other
Definitely.
thing is when we drain the pasta, if we drain it well, we can put that into the sauce. If we put it in very al dente, the sauce will cook it, and that's a wonderful thing too. And then
Okay.
we can have some of the liquid absorbed by taking some crackers. That's an important part of this thing.
That
At the end of
crackers.
it, yes. I get something that looks like here. Can someone hand me the crackers from the table, please?
Yeah, I want you to see this. This is very important.
This kind of snack cracker, sometimes they're round, sometimes they're oval.
Right.
We see a lot of these, okay? They've kind of got a
Right.
buttery flavor
Buttery
to
flavor
them.
to 'em,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can get whatever they call them. One brand calls them club crackers. Anything that's kind of a buttery snack cracker that
Right.
doesn't have any other flavors in it.
Right.
You take that, and then at the end, so you've added
Right.
the tuna, everything's done, you're done simmering. For a batch this big, we would want probably about a dozen crackers.
Okay, so you're crushing
here's
them.
yeah, I'm crushing them. And what that will do is absorb some of the sauce. I mean, some of
Okay.
the water in the sauce, because we wanted it kind of watery while it was simmering.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to burn on the bottom.
Okay.
You can stir it, but there's only so much you want to stir it. And you want to make sure you get that real blend of flavors there.
This is really, you have to see this now that it's what it looks like. It
It
almost
looks very
it's-
much like a stew now.
It does look like a stew. Let's look at that.
So you have these beautiful peppers. You have the tuna throughout it. You want not any really big chunks, so make sure you get those. And then now it's also got some of the crackers in it. See, so it's a little bit thicker now. And I can put in a couple more crackers.
Yeah. And then you, when you serve it, you use Romano cheese.
Yeah, I like to put Parmesan or Parmesan Romano blend
Right.
on the top of it then.
Right.
And it's it's ready to go now, except for the pasta.
All right, now we're at the piece de resistance with this beautiful pasta dish, and you can see it. I'm going to plate it, Father, which is the best part of it.
Get all the furniture in
Oh,
there.
I
a
will.
lot of the
I'll
green
get
ones,
I'll
yeah.
get the green ones in there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Do you ever do this for seminarians?
I have, yeah, I've had seminarians living as interns at my parish.
Right.
And it's nice.
That looks good.
I think that looks beautiful. So we
Okay.
would sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan Romano at the
Okay,
end.
let's do that.
As a nice dish at the end.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Let's put this over back on the stove.
Okay.
Okay. And now we have a beautiful
There's
dish.
the cheese.
And here's the cheese. Okay, and
Okay.
let's just do that.
And should I put a little bit on yours too?
Of course,
Yeah,
because
you've
I'm
got-
going to try it, Father.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because the nice thing is that you made it just for me.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you what I think about it, okay? Delicious.
Good.
I love it. I love it. And all these recipes, by the way, are up on our website at the Chef You and I, which is the Chef U, the initial U, and ANI.com. Or they can go to Kathryn Raker YouTube and they can see it as well. And now we're going to go into the dining room and invite our guests to have some of the wedding soup and some of the beautiful artichoke dip. And then we'll serve this later for them.
Okay.
Okay. And so we'll be right back on the Chef You and I. We're back on the Chef You and I want everybody to turn around and look at our camera and look at all the wonderful food that we have. And, this is our guest, Janet Luthi, who's my cousin, and Maria, Chef Maria, and she comes on our show all the time, and it's Dunaway, right? Yeah. I think of the wonderful actress, right? Are you her sister, right? Yeah. Like Faye Dunaway. But, this is delicious. We are trying the wonderful wedding soup, right, Father? And you made this just for me, right?
Correct.
So everybody
Garlic
try
free.
and tell me what you think.
Okay.
It's delicious. Absolutely. But you know what? I want to try we tried beforehand the beautiful artichokes, but they're going to finish their soup. And we need to say goodbye, actually, because we've run out of time. So, Father, thank you so much for all of the wonderful recipes that you've done today. And you know what? It's been exciting, to say the least. Can I invite you back?
Yes. And
Thank
I'll say
you.
yes.
And if you want these wonderful recipes, you can go to the chefuni.com or Kathryn Breaker YouTube. And also, we're all over Time Warner and Comcast. So see you next time. Thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. Thank you. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us on the Chef You and I show today. We'll be back next week with another great and healthy recipe. Don't forget to visit our website, thechefuni.com, for all of our featured recipes, cooking tips, and clips of the show.